What if everything you've ever known, our planet, our galaxy, our entire universe, is just a tiny bubble floating in an endless cosmic sea? Sounds like science fiction, right? But hold on, what if I told you some of the world's greatest physicists actually think this might be true? That our universe could be just one of many, each with its own bizarre laws of physics, strange realities, and maybe even another you living a completely different life? Buckle up, because today, we're diving into one of the most mind-blowing ideas in science, the multiverse. And trust me, things are about to get weird. The Multiverse Concept. Imagine this, you're staring up at the night sky, lost in the vastness of the universe. You see thousands of stars, millions of galaxies, and an infinite stretch of darkness. But what if I told you that everything we know, our entire universe, is just one tiny bubble floating in an endless cosmic ocean? Yeah, that's right. We might not be the center of reality, we might just be one of many. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, are we in some kind of cosmic fish tank? Well, not exactly, but according to the multiverse theory, our universe isn't alone. There could be countless other universes, each with its own version of physics, time, and even life. Some might be similar to ours, while others could be completely unrecognizable. Maybe in one universe, gravity pulls upward instead of downward. Maybe in another, time flows backward. Sounds crazy, right? But that's the beauty of it, it's a real scientific possibility. Think about it this way, have you ever blown soap bubbles? Each bubble exists separately, but they all come from the same source. They float around, sometimes colliding, sometimes merging, and sometimes just existing on their own. Now replace those soap bubbles with entire universes, and that's kind of what the multiverse might be like. But here's the kicker. If we're just one bubble, what's outside of it? And can we ever reach another one? Or even wilder, what if something from another universe has already found its way into ours? Hold on to that thought because things are about to get even weirder. The bubble universe theory. Alright, let's break this down. How exactly do scientists think these bubble universes even form? It all starts with something called cosmic inflation, a fancy way of saying that right after the Big Bang, space expanded at an insane speed, stretching everything apart. Now imagine this expansion happening at different rates in different regions. Some areas slow down faster than others, and boom! Individual bubble universes form, each sealed off with its own physics and laws of nature. Picture it like popcorn in a microwave. The heat is building up, and suddenly, pop, a universe is born. Then another, and another. Some pop faster, some slower, but they all expand in their own way. This means that our universe might just be one kernel in a bag of infinite cosmic popcorn. Wild, right? But here's where it gets even more interesting. Scientists like Andre Linde believe that this process never really stopped. Meaning, new universes could still be forming right now in places we can't even see. Some could be microscopic, while others could be thousands of times larger than our own. And guess what? If this theory is true, then it's possible that some of these universes might overlap, or even interact with ours. Now let's get weird for a second. What if strange occurrences, like unexplained disappearances, time anomalies, or those gut feelings that something isn't quite right, aren't just random? What if they're glitches caused by our universe brushing up against another one? I mean, what if the Mandela effect, where people remember events differently, isn't just a memory trick, but proof that universes are shifting around us? We might never know for sure, but one thing's clear. The more we learn about our universe, the more we realize how little we actually understand. And if this bubble universe theory is correct, we may be way, way smaller than we ever imagined. Implications of our universe as a tiny bubble. Okay, so let's assume for a second that our universe is just one tiny bubble in a massive cosmic multiverse. What does that actually mean for us? Well, buckle up, because things are about to get mind-blowing. First, if multiple universes exist, then somewhere out there another version of you could be living a completely different life. Maybe in one universe you made a different decision that changed everything. Maybe you chose a different career, met a different person, or who knows? Maybe in some universe you're a billionaire living in a city that floats above the clouds. But let's take it a step further. If our universe is a bubble, could it ever collide with another one? Some scientists think so. They believe that just like soap bubbles merging, two universes could occasionally interact, leaving behind traces of their encounter. And guess what? Some cosmologists believe they've already found possible evidence of such a collision in the cosmic microwave background, the faint radiation left over from the Big Bang. Now here's the real kicker. If universes can collide, what happens to us? Would we even notice? Would physics start breaking down? Would we wake up one day and suddenly find that the laws of gravity have changed? Would history itself rewrite before our eyes? And here's another thought. What if universes don't just collide but sometimes leak into each other? Could paranormal experiences, UFO sightings, or even unexplained vanishings be the result of people slipping into another reality without realizing it? Maybe those stories of people who mysteriously disappear without a trace aren't just accidents. Maybe they've literally fallen into another universe. If this theory is right, then everything we thought we knew about existence is just scratching the surface. Because in the grand scheme of the multiverse, we're not just tiny, we're barely even a blip. Scientific perspectives and theories. Alright, enough speculation. Let's talk science. How do we actually know that the multiverse might exist? It turns out some of the biggest minds in physics, like Andre Linde, Stephen Hawking, and even Albert Einstein, have all explored ideas that could hint at multiple universes. One of the leading ideas comes from something called inflationary cosmology, the theory that after the Big Bang, space didn't just expand, it exploded outward at unimaginable speeds. But here's the twist. Some parts of space may have inflated differently than others, creating separate, isolated universes that we'll never be able to reach. Another theory comes from quantum mechanics, the weird science of tiny particles. You know how in quantum physics a particle can be in two places at once? Some scientists believe that every time we make a decision, the universe splits, creating a parallel reality where the opposite choice was made. In one universe, you took that job offer. In another, you turned it down. In one universe, Earth exists. In another, it never formed. And then there's string theory, the idea that reality is made up of tiny vibrating strings of energy. Some versions of this theory suggest that our universe could be one of many floating on a higher dimensional membrane, like sheets of paper stacked in a cosmic filing cabinet. If true, our universe might not just be a bubble, it could be part of an endless ocean of realities. But the biggest problem? We can't prove it, yet. Right now, everything we know about the multiverse comes from mathematical predictions and indirect clues. We can't exactly build a spaceship and fly to another universe, but scientists are constantly searching for evidence. Cosmic radiation, gravitational waves, even glitches in physics that might suggest we're not alone in the cosmic sea. So here's the big question. If the multiverse is real, how do we find a way to explore it? And more importantly, what if something from another universe finds us first? Observational evidence and challenges. Alright, let's get real. If the multiverse is out there, how do we prove it? I mean, it's not like we can just peek outside our universe like looking through a window. The problem? We're trapped inside our own bubble, and anything outside of it is beyond our reach. But that hasn't stopped scientists from trying to find clues. One of the biggest hopes for proving the multiverse comes from something called the cosmic microwave background, basically, the oldest light in the universe. Scientists have been scanning this ancient radiation for strange patterns, like unexplained cold spots or distortions, that might suggest a collision with another universe. And guess what? Some astronomers believe they've already found one, a mysterious cold spot in the CMB that shouldn't be there. Could this be a scar left behind by another universe brushing against ours? Then, there's the idea of gravitational waves, ripples in space-time caused by massive cosmic events. Some researchers think that if universes are colliding, they might leave behind detectable gravitational waves that we could measure. The problem? The signals we're picking up are so faint that it's like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a hurricane. And here's where things get even crazier. Some scientists have suggested that black holes might be key to unlocking the multiverse mystery. You know how nothing can escape a black hole? Well, what if black holes aren't just dead ends, but gateways? Some theories suggest that when something falls into a black hole, it could be spat out into another universe entirely. Could it be that black holes are cosmic portals leading to different versions of reality? The truth is, we're still at the very beginning of understanding the multiverse. The biggest challenge? We may never be able to directly observe it. It's like trying to prove there are other fish in the ocean while being stuck inside a single fishbowl. But just because we can't see it yet, doesn't mean it's not there. Science has proven time and time again that the universe is way weirder than we ever imagined. So who's to say we won't find a way to peek beyond our cosmic bubble? Philosophical and existential considerations. Okay, so let's say the multiverse is real. What does that mean for us? I mean, think about it. Our entire existence, our history, everything we know, could just be a tiny fraction of something infinitely bigger. That's both exciting and terrifying. For one, it totally flips our idea of reality. We've always thought of the universe as everything. But what if it's not? What if we're just one page in an endless book? What if right now another version of you is out there, living a completely different life in a universe where things played out just slightly differently? Maybe in that universe you chose a different career. Maybe you met someone else. Maybe you never even existed at all. And here's another big question. If the multiverse exists, does that mean our choices don't really matter? I mean, if every possible outcome is playing out somewhere, does free will even exist? Or are we just passengers riding different versions of reality? Then there's the biggest question of all. If there are countless universes, does that mean life is common? Are there civilizations out there that have already discovered how to jump between realities? And if so, have they found a way into ours? But maybe the real mind bender is this. If the multiverse exists, could we be part of someone else's simulation? What if our universe is just a test, an experiment running inside a more advanced reality? And what happens when they decide to pull the plug? At the end of the day, the multiverse is more than just a scientific idea. It's a question of what reality itself is. And the more we learn about it, the more it seems like the possibilities are truly endless. So, what do you think? Are we just one tiny bubble floating in an infinite multiverse? Or are we something even stranger? One thing's for sure, the universe or universes is far weirder than we ever imagined. So what do you think? Are we just one tiny bubble in an endless multiverse? Or is reality even stranger than we can imagine? One thing's for sure, the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more mind-blowing science and tech explorations. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious.